This is Albert Hofmann, a Swiss chemist who would spend his days synthesizing chemical compounds that were aimed at stimulating the respiratory and circulatory systems. His work would eventually lead to a day where he would ingest the first synthesized LSD, resulting in, well, quite a trip. This was the first time someone had ever taken synthesized LSD. Yes, today we are talking about the time where somebody tried synthesized LSD for the very first time. And let me tell you, it's pretty wild. Not only was this the first time that synthesized LSD was ever taken, but the reason it was taken was because of a complete accident. The accidental discovery of LSD began with the curious mind of this Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann, who was working at the Sandoz pharmaceutical company in Switzerland in the 1930s. Hofmann was working on synthesizing a compound called ergotamine, which was used to treat migraines. Ergotamine was derived from a fungus that grew on rye, and it had been known for centuries that fungus had psychedelic properties. However, no one had been able to isolate the active ingredient responsible for these effects. Until now! Sorry, I got a little bit excited. This is quite an interesting topic. I did feel like I needed to interject at that point, despite the fact that it was blatantly obvious, so Hofmann would change all of that. In the process of synthesization, Hofmann accidentally discovered a new compound which he named lysergic acid diethylamide, or LSD. At the time, he didn't think much of it and put it to one side, thinking that it was simply a failed experiment. However, 5 years later, on the 16th of April 1943, Hofmann decided to revisit his creation of LSD and accidentally ingested a small amount of it. I'm not entirely sure how somebody accidentally ingests a chemical compound that has been newly created and then left in a drawer for 5 years, but there we are. Hofmann decided to experience some rather strange sensation, so he went home to go rest, but things weren't quite as straightforward as he originally thought it would be. He went home on his bicycle with feelings of anxiety, alternating in his beliefs that the next door neighbour was a malevolent witch and that he was going insane, and that the LSD had poisoned him. This would sooner be known as Bicycle Day, a celebration of the anniversary and the discovery of LSD by Hofmann. As he went to lie down, he began to experience vivid and intense hallucinations. Colours and shapes morphed and shifted around him as he felt that he was losing all control of himself. He was in a state of altered consciousness that he had never experienced before, realising that LSD was to blame for the seemingly melting walls and morphing strange shapes in front of him. Imagine being the first person to trip on LSD and then wondering what the hell was going on. You must have thought that you were going absolutely insane, but he must have realised that with the kind of work and study he was doing, that he had hit the nail on the head here. Accidentally, but the proof's in the pudding. Pillheads around the world have Dr. Hofmann to thank for many of their wild trips. Hofmann's accidental discovery of LSD was a turning point in the history of psychedelic research. He went on to conduct more experiments with the drug, and he discovered that even small amounts of LSD could produce profound and long-lasting effects on the mind. It was at this point that he had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. This small little strip could potentially unlock the secrets of the human mind, and give you one hell of a trip at the same time. LSD quickly gained popularity among psychiatrists and psychologists, who saw its potential as a tool for exploring the inner workings of the mind. It was used in therapy to help patients overcome psychological disorders, and it was also used in research to study the nature of consciousness. Dr. Hofmann and his colleagues would basically start to use this as a way to see the world in a different way. Either they did it for the purposes of scientific research and discovery, or they realised that they could justify taking this drug and then just basically trip out all the time. I'll let you be the judge of that. So yes, besides scientists arguing with butchers and pretending the laboratory is a giant bouncy castle, the usage of LSD became widespread and popular, so much so that it became quite the recreational drug and is certainly still the case today. Whilst the scientific community was busy studying LSD, this counterculture movement of the 1960s was also embracing LSD, and it certainly became a symbol of the rebellion and freedom, a way to escape the everyday world and experience the world in a new and profound way, soon being very widely used. And of course, we all know what happens when people enjoy things. The government bans it. I mean, yes, I can understand why. I mean, these things do need to be regulated, but they basically just swooped in and said, nope, rubber stamp that off, nobody's getting any more LSD. Despite the fact that many people can report very positive experience coming from using this drug, it is at the end of the day a mind-altering substance. LSD also has its share of downsides. People who took the drug without proper supervision often experienced frightening hallucinations and paranoia, and some even suffered long-term psychological damage. So, the use of LSD widely was very short-lived and research ground to a halt. But this hasn't certainly stopped people from using it, and this all started from one scientist who created a chemical compound, left it in a drawer for 5 years, and then accidentally ingested it. Again, I'd love to find out how exactly that happened, but we can only guess. If you guys like that video, here's another one just like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.